define all these constraints inside your database. Okay, now this chapter, it's speak about mapping. Okay, mapping from ER diagram to relational schema. About the mapping, okay, this means convert ER diagram from like this one, ER diagram. What happened here? Why it's stuck? Oh, this slide do not want to show.
Yeah. Why?
I don't know what's the problem. Oh, maybe there's.
Maybe it is deleted, but it is not.
Okay, okay, I will. I think there's moving here or something like this. I think this is a problem. Okay. Maybe by mistake only. I don't know what happened here. Okay. We will speak about converting this ER conceptual schema to something like this. Oh, same problem here. Let me check there. We have a few slides here, not too many slides. Okay. So something like this to relational database schema. And this relational database schema could be, we will see how to use data definition language to build it as a database. Okay, then this is the next step after ER diagram, to mapping this ER diagram to relational schema or to relational model. Okay, this mapping, it's I will mention it very quickly, then we will return to each one and see what we will do. Mapping of entity here, each one called entity, yes. Mapping of entity, it will convert it to, I have to use the pen here. Each entity, it will convert it to relation with relation name, for example, employee, and attributes of the relation, for example, SSN, birth date, and so on. Okay, this first step, but not all the entities. Just I speak about regular or strong entity. Weak entity have different thing, different procedure here in this algorithm. Then first step in our mapping algorithm, mapping regular entity in the relation, and we will choose one of the keys as a primary key shortly. Then let me directly do it. Okay, I will use this one. I think I already Okay, I just put this diagram here. Then each entity, normal entity, it will be converted to relation. Okay, I will make relation like this. Of course, each relation have relation name. For example, here we have a department. And this department have attributes, name, and number. Okay. And have location, but location it's not a simple attribute. That's why it have a different mapping because it's a multi-valued attribute. I take only simple attribute. Okay, multi-valued attribute have different mapping way. I have to delete this like this, I think. Cut, no. Okay, here. Delete, delete. Delete columns. Okay. I choose one of the keys, maybe the number, or I will make it department number, for example, or department name. I can take one of them as a primary key. So, first step, each entity will convert it to relation, will be mapped into relation, and one of the keys, number is a key, name here for department is a key. I will choose one as a primary key. Primary key like this, underlined. Okay, later we will see every one. I will make another one here. This employee, for example, and I have SSN. I have birth date. I have here name. You can see name, it's composite attribute. Any composite attribute, you make it as a simple attribute. You take only the part of this attribute. For example, name here, have first name. I take first name and mid name and last name. Then composite attribute, not like multiple valued attribute. Multi-valued attribute, it will be converted into relation. I will show you later. But composite attribute, you make it as simple attributes like this, address and blah blah blah. Okay, and we will take the social security number as the key, and so on. Then it's simple. First step, it's simple step. Second step, mapping of weak entity type. Look, when we spoke before about entity, weak entity, we said it's depend on its owner entity. So weak entity, you take it as a separate entity, as a new relation. Sorry, you create a relation for this weak entity, but you take a copy from the primary key of the owner as a foreign key. So you take a copy from the primary key of the owner entity into a weak entity as a foreign key. Okay, and what about the primary key for the weak entity? Now the primary key of the weak entity have two things combined of the primary key of the owner, which become foreign key here, plus and the partial key of the weak entity itself. We will see the example here. Here we have weak entity dependent, and the owner entity for it employee, and we have here partial key name. Name cannot define this dependent alone. If it's combined with the social security number of the employee, it will define it. So I will create a new relation for this entity, for this weak entity dependent. And what the values inside it? Look, I will take all the values, but first I will take a copy from a primary key of the owner as a foreign key for this weak entity. Then I will take social security number of the employee with the partial key from this weak entity, which is the name, okay, or dependent name, and all other attributes like sex and birth date and relationship. Okay. What's the primary key for this weak entity? The primary key for this weak entity will be the partial key plus the foreign key, or the key, the primary key of the owner. So we have here two attributes as a primary key with each other. You cannot take name alone as a primary key. You cannot take SSN as a primary key. And this SSN also, it's a foreign key. It's a foreign key because it comes originally from here. Like this, I can mention foreign key. Okay, then SSN, it's part from the primary key for this weak entity, and at the same time, it's foreign key for the owner primary key. Okay, then like this, the weak entity mapping. Okay, now mapping of relation type. Then we have two types here of entity. We speak about normal entity and weak entity. Now we will start to speak about mapping of the relationship, and we speak here about the composite attribute mapping. Now we still have mapping of the relationship and mapping of the multi-valued attribute. And we have three types of relationship: one-to-one, one-to-many, and many-to-many. For one-to-one relationship, how to map this relationship? I have three possible approach, three ways to map this one-to-one relationship. First approach which is the famous one, okay? That I can choose a primary key from the side of the total, okay, or the full participation, from the partial as a foreign key in the total part. I will show you what I mean here. Then, if I have two relations, S and T, when you have this relationship, you have two entities converted to relation, yes? I have two entities, and this relation one-to-one. So you will take the primary key from the side with partial, like this, dependency as a foreign key in the full participation part. Okay, so I will show you this possibility. We have one-to-one relationship between department and employee. The first way to make this connection or this relation, to map it, is to take social security number of the employee, because it's in the partial here. You see one line. And I put it as a foreign key inside the department here, because it's on the full participation. Okay, if we have full participation in two sides, we have different way. I will speak about it. Okay, then we will take SSN here. Insert to right. SSN. We can name it different name. It's okay. Maybe I can name it MSSN. This means manager SSN. Okay, first of all, it should not be underlined. It's come from here directly, not from me. Then this one is the foreign key, and this one is the primary key. Come here. Hello. Okay, now it's work. I try to find best program to make it. Actually, I make it usually using Microsoft Word. Anyway, I can make it like this without connector. Okay, then this foreign key, this primary key. This is the first way. Then the first way, I can take inside the one relation a primary key of the other relation as a foreign key. It's better to choose the primary key of the partial to be a foreign key in the total participation relation. This is the first way. Second way, merge the two relations. This means if I have two relations like this, department and employee, when I map them because they have one-to-one relationship, to make them one relation, then department and employee in one relation. Here in our case, it's not allowable. Why? Because we have another relation here. We have another relation. Then when I can use this merge operation, this appropriate if both participation are total and we have only one total relationship between both sides. Then both sides, if both sides total participation and I don't have any other relationship, then I can merge between these two entities in one relation schema. Okay. The third choice, cross-reference. This mean cross-reference. This mean take primary from here to here, and it's not good way. But we can make a new relation. For example, I have here department and employee and manage here relation. I make a new relation for manage and take the key, primary key from employee social security number and department number. Of course, this one, both will be primary key for this new relation, and each one will be foreign key for its original. Okay. Also, for one-to-one, it's not really used. So the best way to take a foreign key as a copy from primary key, if we have one side partial participant and the other side full or total participation. If we have two sides, both total participation, we could merge the two relations. Okay, I think we can stop here because I still have another class now at 1 p.m. directly. I will not take any break. I will start another class. Inshallah, on Monday, we will continue with this. We almost finished, mapping not too big, but I don't have enough time. Sorry for that. Okay, we continue. I could repeat these two steps and we will continue, inshallah. That's all. Sorry for take it from your weekend, and have a nice see you inshallah on Monday after 2 days inshallah, and we continue. Assalamu alaikum.
Okay, Doctor, thank you.
عليكم السلام.
Okay, Doctor, thank you.
Thank you.
Alaikum assalam.
Thank you, Doctor.